What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the week 3 pick video. If you guys are new, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know I have not posted a ton on YouTube so far. I'm really trying to grow the community on here, and I'm doing these videos every single week to make sure you guys are on the same page as me on an in-depth basis. So make sure you subscribe, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of these as well. You can see these before I post a TikTok on my account, and like this video too. It helps me out a ton, helps the video out a ton. But without further ado, we're going to get into these games. So far this season, we are 20-12 picking games. That's 63%, and we are 4-3 picking upsets. We're still in the positive with upsets, which is kind of crazy. It's about 57%, and first 2 weeks we've picked 4 out of 7 upsets we predicted, which is really good. I will continue to do that, and I think there's 3 upsets that I really like this week. But without further ado, let's get into every single game. I'm going to try to give you guys a pick for every game. I know I just said stay away from a couple last week, and to be honest with you, it was probably some good advice. But I'm going to try to give you a pick in every game, whether it's the line, whether it's the total, whether it's a prop in the game. And we'll start with the Giants 49ers. I would gladly take the Giants plus 10 if they were at home. I think on the road, prime time, without Saquon Barkley, they're obviously not going to win this game. I think the best pick here is some type of Christian McCaffrey prop. Like, I think the way the game is going to go, the Giants are going to be down. The 49ers are going to run and try to take some air out of the ball, take time off the clock. I think the Giants are going to have to pass the ball a ton to stay in it. And I think the guys who are going to benefit from that are Christian McCaffrey and Elijah Mitchell. So I think we see a bigger game from McCaffrey. I would take his over on rushing yards. I think it's a moderately reasonable expectation to think that he goes for 100 yards against this Giants defense. The Giants defensive front that looked really bad last week against James Conner. I think that's the best pick here. But in terms of the line and the over-under, I'm going to stay away from all that stuff. I think you ride with your McCaffrey prop. I think the 49ers win this game. Then Sunday, September 24th, the Titans at the Browns. I will be there. For anybody else who is in Cleveland, I will be at this game. This is another really tough one to pick. I think the Browns win this game. Everything should point Titans. You know, the Browns don't have Nick Chubb. The Titans defense looked decent last week against the good passing offense in the Los Angeles Chargers. Everything kind of points Titans, but at the end of the day, the Browns have the better defense, I think. Titans front seven is really good. I think the Browns might actually be better. And then on the other side of the ball, I don't know if the Browns will be able to do enough offensively to run the ball, but I think that Titans secondary is bad enough where they can almost abandon the run and just throw on them all day long. And I think that's going to be the game plan going into it. So I'm picking the Browns to win this game, and my pick here is Browns -3. I think they win the game. Maybe it's by a field goal. I think it could very well push. We had a pick that pushed last week too. We had the Saints -3, but I think that this is a very, very reasonable win for the Browns. I don't think the Titans are great. Obviously, you have Derrick Henry and a poor weather game. Like, it could be close every single time. So I would say Browns -3. If you don't like that, the second pick, I would say, and I'm not super confident in this, is under 39.5. It's supposed to be rainy. It's supposed to be gross. So you know what? I'm gonna honor the weather. I had a change of heart here. I'm not gonna take the Browns -3. I think the Browns win the game. I think it's gonna be close. I will take under 39.5 in this game. Quick change of heart here, but both of those picks are moderately even in terms of how confident I am. I'll take the under 39.5. Then let's get into our first upset of the week. The Atlanta Falcons are beating the Detroit Lions on the road. I think what we saw from the Lions last week, shout out the Yeti mug. I think what we saw from the Lions last week was the formula to beat them. I think running the football will beat this Lions team every time. I don't know if there's a team that'll do it better than the Falcons. Two backs, Algier and Bijan Robinson. If the Falcons get ahead in this game, it's going to be tough for the Lions to come back. I am definitely not going to touch -3.5. I think it's going to be a close game. So if you really, really want to bet something here, I would say the line is low. I would go over 46. I'll go over 46. But again, I think the Falcons win this game. This is one of my upset picks of the week. I think the Falcons win this game. You had a Falcons team that looked good against the Packers defense, who's not bad last week. And then the Lions going up against the Seahawks gave up, 38 points? I know it was in overtime, 31 in regulation. I think the Falcons offense may be better than the Seahawks, especially in the way that their strengths play against the Lions' weaknesses. I think the Falcons win this game. Saints at Packers. I'm going Packers here. I think the home team advantage is the biggest thing here. To be honest with you, this is a game where I really, really am going to try to stay away. if I had to pick one thing, just one thing, it'd probably be Packers -2. I think it'll be a close game, but I trust the home team, and I think they're 2-0 against the spread. You trust a team at home to cover against an even matchup. I would trust that. I think 2 points is good. If it's a close game, maybe they win on a game-winning field goal and they still cover. I think under 3, you just take that Packers -2. Like, I like that a lot. I would go Packers -2 here. The next game, Denver Broncos at Miami Dolphins. I'm picking the Dolphins here, and I'm moderately confident in over 48. The Broncos scored, 33 points last week on a better defense than the Dolphins had. And I think the Broncos have showed some weaknesses defensively that the Dolphins can capitalize on. I think this is a really favorable matchup for the over. I like the Dolphins in this game. I'm not going to touch them -6.5 just in case it gets close. There's a backdoor cover there, but I like the Dolphins. Chargers at Vikings. Right now, this is a pick 'em. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Vikings here. I liked what I saw last week from Minnesota. I really, really hesitate to pick anything in this game. That line is at 54. Like, that's a lot. I think your best bet here is just going the money line with whatever team you think is going to win. The prop I like, though, is Jordan Addison. I think Addison's in for a big day, but I'm going Vikings here. And then Patriots, Jets. See, this is a really tough one. The line is set at 37. I'm going to pick the Patriots in this game. I think Bill Belichick has Zach Wilson's number. I don't know how good the Patriots offense will be against the Jets. I think it'll be an old-fashioned special teams battle. I'll always trust the Patriots in those types of games. So I'll go Patriots here. This is just so tough. Like, I really, really want to go under 37. I really do, but I'm going to go Patriots. You know what? I'll stick with it. I'll stick with the under 37. I can't see more than 3 touchdowns in this game on either side. Like, I can't see it. I think the Patriots are going to win this game. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. I mean, you look at what happened when the Jets went up against the super high-powered offense and the Bills. It was 38 total points in overtime. Like, I think under 37 is a good bet here. Bills, Commanders, I'm rocking with the Bills here. The line is set at 44. I'm going to go over 44 here. I think the Bills are capable of scoring 30 points on their own. You guys saw last week, we picked the over in the Bills-Raiders game. That was a hit just because solely the Bills are capable of scoring 30 points on their own. And I know it's a good Commanders defense, and I know they're on the road, but I don't know if that secondary can handle what the Bills do in the past game. And I think the Washington Commanders offense is good. Like, I think their Commanders offense is improving. I think there are matchups they can take advantage of in the Bills secondary. So I think the over 44 is a good pick here. I'm going to rock with the Bills to win this game, though. Texans at Jaguars. I'm going Jaguars. I'm going over 44 in this game as well. At home, at Duval, I think Trevor Lawrence has a big bounce-back game. If you guys saw, there were 4 passes that Trevor Lawrence had potential touchdowns on that weren't touchdowns because the receivers didn't get 2 feet in. The margins for error are so small, and I think the law of averages brings those margins back up this week. I think Jacksonville wins, and I think there's more than 44 points this week as well. I know the Texans' defense has drawn some eyes from some people, but I do think the Jaguars win this game, and I think it goes over 44 points. Ravens at Colts. Right now, the line is -8, which is fascinating. I'm going to pick the Ravens in this game. I think they're a better team. But that line of -8, again, this is another one where it's a big spread. I like some of the things the Colts were doing, but I would only take this spread if the Colts were at home. So at Baltimore, I think against the team that the Ravens should beat, I think they do, honestly, and I think the prop here to take is probably Justice Hill. I would go Justice Hill rushing and receiving combined, but I think Justice Hill is probably the prop to take here. I don't trust anything else really. I think Justice Hill is the best one here. I wouldn't touch the line. I definitely wouldn't touch the spread. So I think Justice Hill is my pick here. Over rushing and receiving combined. And then Panthers at Seahawks. Now we're into the 4:00 slate. I'm going to pick Seattle here. I think this goes over 42. I think that line is really, really low for a Seahawks team that ripped the Lions apart. Like, the Seahawks looked really, really good. I thought the pass game looked good. I thought Kenneth Walker looked awesome. And if he can look really good, continue to look good, this is a Panthers defense that is going to struggle against the run. So I think I'm going to change my pick here, actually. I'm going to go Seahawks -6. I'll go Seahawks -6 as my most confident pick. But if you want another one, over 42, I think is very fair. Bears at Chiefs. Gosh, like I don't even want to touch this game. I'm going to go Chiefs, obviously. The line is 12.5. It got down to 10.5 at one point. It got down to 10.5 at one point. Now it's back up to 12.5. I want to take the Chiefs minus 12.5 so bad. I just don't know if I can confidently do that. What I might honestly recommend for a prop here is Justin Fields passing yards. I haven't seen it set over 180 the past week. It would obviously depend on what it is, but he's had back-to-back 200 passing yard weeks. So if that line's around 190, I think that is the best pick here. I think that's the best pick in this game. Cowboys at Cardinals. I'm rocking with the Cowboys here. I'm going over 43.5. I think, again, Cowboys are a team that can score 30 points on their own. I think the Arizona Cardinals showed enough offensively, actually, that, maybe they get some points. I don't know how well that Cardinals front seven will line up against the Cowboys. We'll see. It's going to be a very interesting game, but I think an over 43.5 pick here is something I'm moderately confident in. All it's going to take is one big play from the Cardinals and a good game from the Cowboys, and you'll hit it. I like that one a lot. Then let's get into the prime time games. And you guys know, like if you were following along, I said there's 3 upsets. I've only picked one so far. So 2 of these 3 games will be upsets, and the first one is Sunday Night Football. I think the Steelers beat the Raiders. I know what we saw from the Steelers offense last week was bad, but you got to keep everything in perspective. That Browns defense is miles better than the Raiders defense. I thought the Steelers defense last week was really, really good. So, I mean, I'm rocking with the Steelers here. I think they win the game. So my pick here is Steelers money line. If you want to go Steelers plus 2.5, if you're not confident, I trust that too. But that's my pick here. Monday Night Football. I'm still rocking with the Eagles over the Buccaneers. I still think they're a better team, but for me, that 46 line is a little low. Like that to me is we saw an Eagles secondary last week that gave up 28 points to the Vikings. Now, granted, the Bucs passing game is not what the Vikings pass game is. We saw that defense who's struggled in the secondary. I know they didn't have James Bradbury, but they've struggled in the secondary to start the year. They didn't look good week 1 either. Do the Bucs put up 20 points in this game? I think so. I think it's very, very reasonable, and I think the Eagles win this game by probably more than a touchdown. So if you like Eagles -5, go ahead, but I think 46 is the best pick here. I think 46 is the best pick. And then the last game, Los Angeles Rams, Cincinnati Bengals. If you guys have been following, I'm picking the upset here. It's the Rams over the Bengals. So that is my pick, the Rams plus 110. If you want to take them plus 2, just to give yourself some type of semblance in terms of a couple points and tease it to plus 3 if you want, go ahead. But I think the Rams win here. I think it's going to be a really close game. I think in the off chance that Burrow doesn't play, you should probably go lock this in now. I think this is still a good bet if Burrow does play. The Rams have looked really, really good to start the year, but I think you go lock this in now because if Burrow's out, the Rams will probably move to 3 or 4 point favorites. So I would take the plus money on this while you can. And I'm recording this at 11 a.m. on Wednesday, so I would take the plus money here while you can. Those are my picks for the week. I appreciate you guys tuning in again. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Make sure you like this video, subscribe if you are new. God bless you guys. I will see you back here this time next week, going over the picks that we made. Let's hope we can stay in the positive for the upsets. We're cutting it close, but we will see. Again, 3 upsets this week. We're 20-12 on overall picks. We are 4-3 on upsets, and then obscure touchdown scorers. I'm not going to tell you the obscure touchdown score here. I'm going to tell you on Sunday on TikTok, but we're 1-1 there. So we're making money there too. I appreciate you guys joining. God bless you. I'll see you soon.